Yeah, you feeling me all up in this biatch? Biatch? What kind of biatch you think I am? Some sort of biatch? Gotta be biatching me, man. Just talking to myself on the internet. It's deep, man. I feel strong. Bed. How's it going? We got one. Baby, I'm doing a live stream, love. Gotta go to bed. It's midnight. Kids are still up. Don't tell the old lady. So who have we got in the chat room, man? Who is this solitary viewer we see? We've got two people in the chat. Fucking so, man. Zone job. I'm gonna get on the old Hardy Books Discord group and just tell them that I'll be on here as well. They let me know. Bear with me. Right. Okay, let's have a look. Where's this? Fucking here he is, man. Shawnee. Do you know what I mean? Robbie Heenan. You big fan from the US. Yo, you're my boy. Thick and thin. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like and subscribe, all that shit. Evan Devani. Well, Durkin, man. We got Folkies in the house. Liam Murphy. It's been a while, man. Cactus Rider. I'm getting on, mate. I'm all right. Bay City, Michigan. Got some Michigan boys in the house. How's the weather up there? Because it's tepid here in Stockholm, man. Fuck Brexit. I'll put that on show. Well, do you know what? Whether you like Brexit or you don't like it, it's been a fucking roller coaster of ambiguous bollocks that no one really understood from the beginning. At least it's a democratic thing. It was a vote that finally got passed. You know, whether it was good or bad, it's done. And just build. Just, you know, you've got to get on with it, man. You know what I mean? A lot of shit's been happening. This is a very crazy year. You've got Liverpool are 20 points at the top of the league, which is fucking great, mate, as a Liverpool fans. You know what I mean? That's great, that is. And there hasn't been a single snowflake. Well, it has, but it melted. So Sweden is... Stockholm looks like the end of March, which is mad. The coronavirus, want to talk a bit about that because that's mental. Absolutely chicken oriental, I'll have you know. Yeah, man. It's been crazy all up in this biatch. Kilkenny, man, here. Love the show. Paul Gray, you're very welcome, mate. Tell your friends to subscribe. This is very painfully slow trying to grow an audience on YouTube. I think it's because I've looked at so many conspiracy videos that they're like, nah, not having this, mate. The coronavirus, that's boys going around fucking buying Toyota Corolla jobs from the 90s. I don't know why I've got two. That's better. Felt like I had cotton wool in my ears. Landorma, it's been a long time, mate. It's been a long time, been a long time, been a long, lonely time. I've been wanting to do a live stream for a long time. My life has been pretty crazy. I'm just gonna fucking say it, man. I'm going through a divorce and have been for a long time, and it's amicable, but it's a bit fucking stressful. The whole, you know, it's a big change for me. So that's what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But I was a crazy fucking dude and still am. So I've been kind of. The trade-off of such a tumultuous time to go through is that you kind of get your old freedoms back. Don't have the body of a fucking 24-year-old anymore, but I still got the same dick, and that's all that matters. So, yeah, this is your man from Hardy Books. So, where have you been fucking hiding out? You're very welcome to this live stream. Women with birthmarks on their thighs. That's the job, man. That's the job. Lots of them fiends of coronavirus getting infected from sweet visuals on the spoiler action. Yeah, the old shit's going fucking mental down over in China. I don't know if any of you guys have seen videos, but there's just people dropping dead in the street, and there's a huge shortage of masks, like breathing masks over there in Hong Kong, and apparently they're not sealing off the island, and they're just letting people come in, and yeah, it's pretty mad. All it takes is one or two people who are infected to get on the plane to Heathrow and just sneeze over 9 lads, and then they go off into the underground, and they go to New York. And I don't know, man. Has anyone in the comment section been checking it out on the videos that are coming out of what was it? Wuhan. That's the one. Fucking Wuhan and the boys. Johnny Woo's after you. John Dwayne says, really? I've seen numbers that suggest it's the largest human quarantine ever, with 56 million and from 11 cities being hit. 11 cities. And cities are 10 a penny over in China, let's face it. But there's something really creepy about seeing like fucking rows and rows of apartment blocks chanting in unison like some sort of fucked up football match, man. But they're locking people in. Bro kick, Don Spartan. I actually looked at a picture myself with hair like this, and it's like Seamus without the fucking density. I have to go to the old fucking Bulgaria, man, get the hair transplants. I want to get the hair from the back of my head and just bring it right down there and just have like a really low brow and be like, yeah, man, it's got a carpeted forehead. Locking lads up in the Whittle now. Poor fuckers having to start, Liam Wilson, lad. I fucking seen you down Birkenhead Market buying some moody Patrick Ewing Chinese. Fucking Eddie Greenhead's in the house, and Al. Well, it's nice to see you all here, man, hanging out. It's good to be back. Good to be back. I've got such like Landorman, the main man in the old text box there. A couple of months ago, he was trying to help me get a setup with a solid, broadcasting thing. And I've got this Mac, man, it's about 3.5 years old. And I was like, yeah, I want to start streaming, doing games and all that kind of thing. And I was thinking, how the fuck does the Viper do it, for example? Then I realized he was using a PC rig, and I was like, oh, right. So eventually I'll invest in a proper fucking setup, but I'll probably be moving into my own gaff soon. And when I do, I'll have a proper just Mac pad, stuff sorted out, just living the fucking dream, just doing a bit of this. Oh, OBS, man, yeah, that's the one. Is there any more Hardy books, mate? You know what? I tell you what I'm going to do, lads. I tell you what I'm going to do, and I keep saying this. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write 6 episodes of Hardy books. If RTE don't want to bite, then I will fucking get the other lads involved, put it out there, and do a crowdfunder, and just go straight by basics. No middlemen, no one telling us what to do, and just keep it fucking unreal. Am I staying in Sweden? I'm gonna have to be here because I've got kids here. So but I'm gonna try and get back to Ireland more. Like I really want to, start touring. So Netflix, yeah, maybe. See, the problem is with Netflix, we don't have anyone. It has to go through Hill's agent. So Netflix are very, very difficult to have meetings with because they're very nebulous. You have to go through either a sales agent or a literary agent who has direct contacts in there. So there's no interfacing with them. It's to stop people from, inundating them with pitch ideas and that kind of thing. Yeah, do that. Fuck RTE. RTE, man, they've in fairness to them, they might be shite at news coverage and they might be biased in the favor of the crony establishment governments and whatever kind of shit they're trying to ram through on the sly. But they gave us the shot, Could try Patreon, man. I have Patreon. I've got Hardy Books on Patreon. But like I've, in all credit where it's due, I've got some loyal patrons there in the chat box, and we have the Discord group. The Discord group is a lovely little community. I've made you got Jimmy Bars and all the boys. There's a good few lads who I've met from the Discord group on nights out now. It's like a little crew. And everyone's talking. It's like a little community there on that. So it's good crack. But Patreon, I haven't really been like I've been uploading kind of blogs and posts and that kind of thing. I have a podcast with Dave McSavage that I did last week, but the sound was shite, so I have to treat that in the audio because it's something to do with the software I was using. By the way, how is this, man? How's the sound on this? Is it all right? Someone just tell me for reassurance reasons. Just Colgan and Letterkenny. Buzz is paired with Paddy Power. Yeah, you see, that's the problem, man. I live in Sweden, so basically, as I spoke to my brother-in-law Mike, who directs the show. Cheers, lads, for the sound. Fucking like that, man. So my brother-in-law, he goes, well, look, Mark, you know what I mean? Like you've achieved something that's very fucking difficult, which is you became famous in Ireland, and that's against all odds. And then you just moved away to a country where no one knows you. And I'm like, yeah. So the longer I'm out of Ireland, it's kind of like you get forgotten about, and it's like I spend a lot of time on Instagram, but as I say, I'm going through a lot of fucking turbulence at the moment. But once all that shit's sorted out, I'll get cracking. Bumcake, that's a Spinal Tap fan. Oisin misses me. Well, I miss you too, man. It's nice to come back and do a bit. Sure, you've heard Armando Pleasure Dome, Serious Acid tune. Probably haven't me time, but I wouldn't be too familiar with it. But it's like the that Tourette's camp. Three men go on holiday. I urge you to watch that. It's fucking brilliant. But they just walk into a fishing shop in Glasgow, and it's like, "Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. It's the best shop in Scotland." Yeah. But hit them shots. Are you English, man? Sound it. Well, it's a funny one because biologically, parents are Irish, and I was born in England, lived there till I was a week away from turning 13, and it's a bit of a mix, man. It's like kind of, and because I lived in Stockholm so much, I've got to. I had to kind of slow down the accent to kind of make me sound a bit, put another dimension onto it. Do you know what I mean? Do you know Ice Wallacom? No, I don't, mate. Who's that, lad, mate? Who's fucking Ice Wallacom? Any Liverpool fans in the house? Because I don't usually talk about sports and that kind of thing, but fucking hell, man, it's the best any team has ever done, and it's nice to be a Liverpool fan in these days. Play some Gigi Allen. He smashed the mic into his teeth and shit on the stage and smear himself in diarrhea, then run into the crowd and start a riot. And apparently the night that Gigi Allen died, he'd started a riot in, I can't remember which city it was in, and the whole city was in fucking bits. And then he just slipped off into the bath and OD'd on heroin, just slipped off. But you should check out some Gigi Allen live shows, man. They're fucking crazy. Why don't you do a skit about an American who comes over and traces his roots to the IRA? So they just kind of put up with it. Could have done that with Donny the Doomsman. If you check out that thing I did with Chris and Peter Foot, the guy who directed Young Offenders, we did that where it's like I'm back here as part of my Irish fighting tour. Liverpool is the city to live in this summer, mate. It's gonna be a big party. I wouldn't mind getting over for the last game, mate. But then again, I might fucking dodgy old city as well, to be fair. Especially in the summertime when all the students live. Go down Sefton Park, mate. You'll get fucking jumped by bad bastards, lad. Stephen French and the boys. I love that Danny Dyer. If you haven't seen it, get on it. When Danny Dyer meets Stephen French, he was a fucking tax man. He went round taxing gangsters, and he goes, "I used to lift up my balaclava." And I go, "Oi, it's me, the devil Frenchman. What are you gonna do about it?" And he goes, Danny Dyer goes to him and goes, "Lovely motor." And he goes, "The 730, it's a workhorse, Danny." Oh man, Hardy Bucks and the Young Offenders collab would be class. Do you know what, man? If the fucking boys were going to give me some coin, I'd be like, collab with fucking anyone, man. Yeah, but a coin would be nice. It's my birthday next week as well. Turn fucking 37, so that's a kind of I'm officially in late 20s now. Could say mid 20s, but it's like the far side of that's late 20s. Let's face it. So that's a existential vibe going on, but I have fitted quite a lot into my life so far, and I can't complain. Still haven't got that fucking Lamborghini I wanted, but it's coming. It's in the post. Hardy Bucks and Mary Harney, just a fucking double team. Yeah, Mary Harney. Yeah. What's the plan for the future? More podcast streaming? Yeah, I'm going to keep the podcast going. The devil learnt his trade in Brookside. That's right, mate, with fucking Barry and Teddy and Jimmy Corkill was on the gear. I remember, I always wear a suit, Danny. I always wear a suit. Fair play to you, bumcake lad. The 730, it's a workhorse. Subterfuge and misdirection. Two of my oldest friends. If you're not familiar with Danny Dyer and Stephen French, I strongly suggest you get well updated on that. Another beautiful piece of television that I don't think will ever be rivaled is Danny Dyer, I Believe in UFOs. And he just goes around talking to lads who study crop circles and bring camera gear up on hilltops and they look at UFOs, and he meets some right tasty characters. And there's a great bit where he goes up to these lads in the pub and he's like talking like he's got a fucking bone to pick with these boys, right? And he walks in there and he's like, I'm going to go in here and have a little bit of a natter. And he goes, so what you reckon? It's a bunch of men running around out there with boards strapped to their feet, or is it that mob up there? Frenchy thinks he's hard as fuck. In my soul, in my mind, in my kukuru, the will to crush your enemies, yeah? Can you get Danny Dyer on the podcast? Do you know what? I fucking would love to get Danny Dyer on the podcast because I'd say it'd be absolutely brilliant. I could probably go through his agent, but the agents, there's nothing in it for the agents. You know what I mean? He's getting a lovely little wedge from doing EastEnders. You know what I mean? Don't need to come on any low budget podcasts with me. You know what I mean? He's a fucking East End boy down in Canning Town. He's done well for himself. You know what I mean? He's running the Vic. Arnie the artist, the Shams from fucking Wolford can run the Vic. It's a fucking history of our bastards. Phil, Grant Mitchell, Peggy, Dirty Den, Sharon, who's a little bit like a crossover between Samantha Janus and Miss Piggy, and then Samantha Janus came into the show, which was a weird twist of fate, wasn't it? To still talk to all the Hardy Bucks lads. You know, you chat at me now and again, a WhatsApp message. All right, mate, you're all right, go for a few bevies. All like, yeah, mate, they'll be over in a couple of weeks. Yeah, mate. Talk to them every now and again, mate. Yeah, Samantha Bump, but yeah. Boo Hagen smashes Dyer all day long. Oh, fucking too right, he does, lad. You're fair decent at doing people's voices. Yeah, all right, mate. Yeah, I fucking do a bit, mate, from time to time. Do you know what I mean? Samantha Mumbers, anyone seen her last? I fucking seen her, mate. She was doing a panto somewhere up in fucking Dublin, and I remember it was years ago, it was 2011. And I met those lads, the Trailer Park Boys, who were playing down in the Olympia, right? And I seen fucking... Sorry, I seen someone that said he's called Malcolm about Danny Dyer. But yeah, I met Samantha Mumber. All right, how are you, Samantha? She just fucking blanked me, and I was like, snubbed by an A+ lister. Do Stephen Gerrard's voice, Stevie G. You know, I seen him that time. He was on the Late Late Show with Ryan Silberdy, and it was a pre-record, and just sat there like this, and it was like, you know, there's all these lads in the crowd going, Stevie G. And he sat there like that. He was, you know, dead serious about himself and all that. And he goes, I'm a winner. I've always been a winner all my life. And I knew when I was going to go to Liverpool. I knew I was going to play for Liverpool. I knew that in my heart, my soul, and my crew, I knew I was going to do that. And I'm a winner. Like, and when I won the Champions League with Liverpool, I was just like, that was it. I didn't get the Premiership, though, mate. I bet he's fucking gutted that he's missing out on Liverpool. And he's fucking managing Rangers, man. How'd he go to the dark side like that, man? Do you know what I mean? John Dwayne, it is peak Liverpool, mate. It's beautiful to see it because we got the Champions League there last year, and then the Champions League in 2005 and FA Cup 2006. But it would be nice to see them just get a fucking treble, man. Champions League, FA Cup. And fucking Shrewsbury did well. Martin, are we humans or are we dancers? You know what, man? You'll have to ask your man Brandon Flowers that question because I don't even think he knew the fucking answer to it. I think it was more of a rhetorical piece offered by the Killers from Las Vegas. The only band ever really to come out of Las Vegas. And I've been to Las Vegas, and there's a fucking kip. It's basically like Blackpool in the desert. The Chinese are going to kill. The Chinese, man, the grey man, as they're known, they are a fucking sneaky bunch. If you look at the Chinese, they're out there buying coal off drug dealers and cartels in Mexico. They'll do fucking business with anyone, man. And without a shot being fired, they're down in Africa at the moment. They're up to no good. They're touchy. But I don't know what the story is with this disease. Is it something that some shady boys from the West brought? They did have a bioweapons lab there, which it might have got. Who the fuck knows, man? But the fact that they're shutting up everybody is fucking nuts. Arlene Foster on the Late Late Show. Fuck off, man. Tonight. That's just I have to see that. I have to see that. On Brexit night, that's a scoop. Fuck me, man. It's officially, yeah, it's happened, man. It's well, it'll be happening in, it was 11 o'clock, wasn't it? So it was like Central European time. So officially it's out. I don't know what this means. Do you know what I mean? Good luck to the UK in whatever the fuck is going to happen. But instead of fighting each other and being divided, I think, it's time for the population just to come together and be like, well, that's it. Instead of fucking arguing with these like blue checkmark lads on Twitter the whole time, just fucking get stuck in, man, and enjoy your sovereignty. But also makes me wonder, there's some shadowy interests who would have loved to. I mean, one thing about the EU, there was safeguards on media, and tells me that Rupert Murdoch might be a bit fucking have something to do in all this, because then you can have a monopoly on the media then, which he kind of has anyway. The bat thing's not true. I mean, like, I'm sure those bats were well steamed. They were well oiled. And there was a big smile on their face, so they were happy about being eviscerated and then scoffed. A bush tucker trial in China would be a buffet. Damn right it would. It's already happened apparently, but there won't be any changes until December. Okay, fair enough. Can't wait to see Limmy give the pro-Brexit lads shit. Yeah, Limmy, that'll be an interesting one. Limmy's doing well with the live stream, man. He must be making a right fucking fortune for himself off that crack. Fair play to him. Fucking China couldn't run a bath. If you worry about them, your government will have had you dead way quicker. It's fucking mad, man. I seen a video of lads being wrestled into the back of ambulances against their will, and in the background you can hear like the sound of like machine guns being fired, which was mad. If the bat thing was true, Ozzy Osbourne would have got it ages ago. I seen a video of a Chinese lad just eating a dead rat and just bites the head off, and it starts crunching up the head and goes, and you're like. And then there was another scene of a one-armed lad who looked like he had he didn't have a growing up. You could see there was a bit of fucking villainy and just like revenge on the world. And he puts his hand into this market, like it was a supermarket. They were selling live frogs, and he just like bit the top lip of the frog and then just ripped the whole thing in half and then just starts eating it. I was just like, nah, man, nah. Made in China makes an Englishman rich. It fucking does, man. This is the thing with like, Apple and Sony, everyone is like Nike and all these multinationals who are preaching all this fucking like woke bollocks, which is complete and utter fucking double standards, man. Like, as Ricky Gervais said in the Golden Globes, if they start preaching about, fucking tolerance or whatever kind of mandate that it's a smokescreen. It's to basically deflect the fact that they have become absolutely monolithic corporate institutions off the back of slave labor. Like, if I had all of you lads coming over to my gaff and I was like, oh, can you put the shelves up there and you paint that door, and yeah, you might clean the windows and someone else do the hoovering, and I'd be sitting around going, my gaff is fucking sweet, man, because you lads have just come over. And Tim Donovan, I seen that very witty. So Yeah, slave labor, man. Yeah. Cactus Rider, Chinese and their ghost cities just echoes. They'll collapse like the USSR, just creating jobs and cities to appear. Things are cracking on well. Yeah, you know what? I never really wanted to go to China just because of the eating dogs thing, and I don't know how I would have been able to handle it if I'd seen that going on. Seen a video there of Wuhan, Wuhan, and there's just these dogs in cages, and you can see like they're just lying, sleeping, and some dogs are panting, and they can smell the cortisol, and they've obviously seen other dogs being killed, and they're just waiting for their turn, and there's dead dogs on cages, and just like pools of blood, and they're lying in, and you're just like, it's fucking mental, man. You know, like it's not like, and then you got that Yulin Dog Festival where they basically torture dogs to death before they die because the dogs excrete adrenaline into the blood, and then they drink the blood because it gives them a bit of a kick. And it's just like, man, it's just get with the program, man. Only 5%, and it's the one region that they eat dogs. That place is Wuhan Market. Is that the part? Is it North China? Because I remember I was watching an interview the other day about eating dogs and what Chinese people thought of it, and a lot of the Chinese people were like, "No, we're not into that. We love dogs." And ghost condos going up in NYC. Well, actually, the Chinese own a lot of property. They own property in London, in Dublin, in Vancouver, Sydney. Wouldn't be surprised. New York. It's yeah, you know, you've got all this property, just kind of like it's just assets. You know, the Wuhan market was found selling live koalas and wolves for consumption. Fuck me, man. That's mental. That's really crazy. Another thing, actually, I wouldn't mind talking about was the Australian fires as well. No one's talking about the fact that most of those tributary rivers that would have hydrated the land around the Blue Mountains and New South Wales and Victoria, a lot of the rivers have been dammed by by Chinese investors. People who basically have come along and bought up massive freshwater reservoirs, and yeah, there's more than meets the eye down there, I think, as well. China owns most of USA's debt. Fair play to Shawnee. And you're like, well, yeah, what are you going to do with that? Like, all America needs to do is just go, no, we're not paying you. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. So Hillary Clinton was reported to be selling her body in Wuhan. Yeah, not even those lads would touch that, man. You'd need a fucking hazmat suit to get up on that old schlag. But come here, after fucking 9 pints and 3 whiskeys, you just fucking slide it in straight to the top and slide it in. I'm never gonna. Oh no, what have I fucking done, man? All over the inside of the hazmat suit. Got crude there, got really crude. And you know what? If the wrong people see this, go fuck your mother. Do you know what I mean? I'm a big boy. The debt is leverage. It's getting really. I like the chat that's going on here in the live stream, man. You're all having a nice little chat with each other. What's the crack here, man? All damned and fracked to hell and back for decades. Goes to dog knows the crack, man. Champ boxer. That lad is not only a boxer, but a champion boxer. The debt is the leverage, though. Can really fuck up the Dow Jones. Oh yeah, it can. In fairness, yeah, that's a good point, actually. Fair play to John Dwyer. That lad went to business studies in school. Robbie Heenan knows what I'm talking about. USA would get a downgraded credit rating, but I mean, who gives a shit? Yeah, that's another thing. People are always fucking parroting these talking points about like, oh, the economy. It's good for the economy, and it's good for the GDP. What the fuck is the GDP in Ireland doing for people who are homeless and on the streets? You know, what's it doing for first-time buyers or people who are renting these fucking shitty shoe boxes in the middle of Dublin for fucking $2,000 a month? Nothing. So when people talk about, oh, it's good for economy, it's not good for our economy. It's good for the lizards at the top of the pyramid, David Icke boys. You know what I mean? Fuck those guys, man. Fucked a lot of them. I think we should all get a bunch of machinies and just go, fuck your mother too. Bah, bah, bah. Hey, fuck you. Yeah, that'd be nice. Apple owes 13 billion. Thank you for the distraction there, Eddie Greenheart. 13 billion, man. How many hospitals can you build for that? How many roads, education, you know, how much? 13 billion. Fucking shapeshifters, man. Fucking shapeshifters. GDP is only a sly way of inflating the national happiness to a standard of living. Bad crack. John Dwayne, again, another salient point. It's all bollocks, man. Do you know what I mean? It's I had a bit of a thought the other day when a neighbour of mine was looking to get an apartment down the street. 10 years ago, the apartment I was looking at would probably have gone for about €80,000. The place used to be called Little Ukraine because of the buildings were just fucking, Soviet-looking tower blocks. And they've done a really nice job of the facades now. It's all cleaned up and gentrified because there's going to be a big, massive urban development going on down there. So the prices have gone right up. So my neighbour was down there and he said, like, there was this guy who was living in a wheelchair all his life, and he's been smoking and the place needs to be completely gutted. So he put a bid on at, let's say, 2.8 million crowns, which would be roughly about €260,000. At the end of the bidding, it was just shy of €500,000, and that's without touching it or doing it up. And then it kind of made me realize, it was like, okay, that's 10 years now, right? That the property has gone from 80 grand to $500,000. And then you're kind of thinking, well, what's pushing it? It's supply and demand. So basically, you have everyone's moving to Stockholm, and then you had like mass immigration as well. And basically, when you move a whole massive amount of people, you're going to have a shortage of accommodation. So that drives up the price of property. And who do you go to if you need to get a loan? The banks. So this is all that fucking Bilderberg group stuff, you know what I mean? And they're all they send in their intelligence agencies, like they go up and they fuck up Syria, they start a war, it causes a migration crisis of refugees looking understandably to get the fuck out of there. And then they open the borders at the taxpayers' expense, and then push up the prices of property, which means everyone, not only like the people coming in, compress wages, it also means that they're going to, the people who live here indigenously are going to have to go to the banks for loans. And it's basically, and you try and say that, and you get these fucking idiots, man, on like Twitter especially, who will then call you racist or xenophobic for basically pointing out something that you can see. It's and it's only for the, like, these people, like these financial elites, they don't give a fuck about the indigenous population of Europe. So why would they give a shit about people coming in from the very places that they've created conflict in? And I think there's a real cognitive dissonance with people these days. Sorry if I'm going off on one, but it's just kind of like, I'm a fucking comedian, man. Do you know what I mean? That's my job. And it's like the Prime Minister of Ukraine is a comedian. Things have gotten that fucking crazy over there that they're like, fuck it, we'll go with a comedian, and at least he'll be honest. And if he's going to give us some bad news, it'll be funny. So, yeah, what's to say here? John Dwayne. There's a gaff near Talbot Street selling for 380,000 for a 67 square foot and toilet in your bedroom. 67 square foot. Fucking hell, man. Talbot Street. Yeah, it keeps wages down. It's wage compression. It's all about money, yeah. Fair play to you, Don Spartan. This is what people don't get, man. It's like all these fucking like social justice warriors. They're on the side of the elite. Like they're fucking working for the very people who are driving them out of their own homes. It's just like it. And it all changed. Something changed in Ireland, especially, man, in the last couple of years. It's like everyone, like you look at the water charges, everybody from, all different political spectrums, they all came together as one and they made their voice heard. And I think that there's been a lot of definitely divisiveness within the working class, and they're pitting different identity groups against each other. And it's fucking sneaky, man. And you've got the election coming up, man. And if Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael get in, it's just like, just fucking. I can't even articulate how daft that is after they've fucked up the country so irreversibly in so many different ways. Large lithium deposits were discovered in June 2009. Where was that, bush pig? That's interesting. Did you know that Afghanistan has one of the biggest lithium mines in the entire world? And that Standard Oil, Rockefellers, divested nearly all of their, I don't know if it's true or not, this is what I heard last year, divested all of their interests in oil. So these guys knew that there was going to be a switch to lithium. And that's why, that's one of the reasons they're in Afghanistan, other than it being a strategic striking point against Russia and China. It's also the heroin fields that are being guarded by American soldiers. So you basically are taking poor, uneducated people who go to the army and they're like, okay, we can get a pension, we can get education, we get a scholarship, but we got to do a couple of tours of duty and risk ourselves for. I mean, they're fucking mercenaries, the poor bastards. Do you know what I mean? And they've been disillusioned with Hollywood. Like, I fell for all that shit when I was a kid. And I was like, yeah, man, the American army looks fucking great crack. You're watching movies of a sequence of events cut together to look like it's valiant. And, no disrespect to anyone who served. I know guys who served, but a lot of them have come back hashtag disillusioned as fuck, man. Sinn Féin, you know what? It would be nice to see Sinn Féin fucking take it from them, and I think it's fucking mental that RTE is it's supposed to be a tax-funded, state-sponsored channel, and yet they don't have every single, I like whether you agree with them or not, every single party should have a right to speak on television and put their opinions out in the marketplace of ideas. And if their opinions don't make sense, then they're there to be criticized. I really like Tulsi Gabbard as well in America. I think she's brilliant, and she's suing Hillary Clinton for $50 million, and Hillary Clinton won't take the summons. So that would be great, man, to see someone like Tulsi Gabbard get in, because she's anti-war and she's served in the military. She sees what a fucking money racket it all is, and it'd be nice to. It's never going to happen. And even if she did get in, it's basically like being a manager in a Burger King. It's all the framework is so built up around it with bureaucracy, you can't change it. How did I get so into this shit? Kangaroo Island, where lithium deposits have been discovered. Where's Kangaroo Island? Fucking Australia, isn't it? What's the situation with Northern Ireland Parliament boycott still happening? I don't know, man. I haven't heard anything about that. 2020, dormant. That's a fucking weirdo spot anyway. Look into Tulsi Gabbard's family cult. It'll blow your mind, man. Oh, really? Tell me more. There would have to be some weird shit back there. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you can't just have some Johnny outsider who comes in and makes waves. The deep state. You stuck a $5 on Tulsi for the crack. Do you know what? Fucking nice little accumulator job. I hear Stateside is up to no good in Creepy's dungeon. He's fucking twerking, lads. Fashion to seats at a rate of knots. I'll have you know. Is anyone on the cans tonight? Candemus, east of Java? Tell me more. Have you ever seen American Sniper? Complete nonsense. He wasn't even a good sniper. No 360, no scopes. Didn't see him quick scope at all. He didn't even have slight glorified camper at best. Oh man, yeah, he was a great man for just leaving claymores and doorways and then just going bah with the old shotgun when people got close. Mind playing a bit of Call of Duty, actually. That'd be good crack. Keep thinking the fire alarm up there is a drop of water on the screen. This not even a fire alarm. This is actually, check this out. That's a little ventilation job. Just to let some air in and out. I think that's what it's for. Sweden, built in the 50s. Tulsi, she can squat on the sausage. Fuck me, Don Spartan. You got a bit fucking out of hand there, boy. Her father was involved in a very weird cult related to Hare Krishna. Those lads were on a low protein diet, and when you got no protein going to the brain, you can't fucking think straight. That's why a lot of these vegan lads are kind of getting a bit sensitive. Champ boxer, fair play to you. All the boys from Ballyhaunis, Castlebar, Castlerea, and French Park are going on the piss tonight. Big house party. You should come. Man, if I could get Leonardo DiCaprio to pick me up in the jet and drive me to Knock, I'd fucking be in there, man. We'd go down to fucking Ballyhaunis, man. Fucking Club Midas. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Claire Morris is a good spot. But going out. I love nice women knocking around. Hey, 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 ho. Have you got a nuclear bomb shelter? Yeah, actually, there's a fucking shelter in every building downstairs. And yeah, I don't know who actually is in charge of opening it or locking it, but there's one downstairs in every single apartment block and municipality building in Stockholm. It's a bit weird, man. It's like, they're fucking shit scared of the Russians. Like, I was talking to a woman the other night. She's like, "Yes, but in Sweden we are concerned about the Russians. What are the Russians going to do? Like, why would Russia come and just attack Sweden? I mean, what are they going to do? Like, steal IKEA? Do you know what I mean? It's like they've no fucking intentions, man. And of course, if they did, like, NATO would be like, Sweden, you're now part of the NATO alliance. It's never going to happen. You know what I mean? I remember a couple of years ago, I was working in a restaurant and there was talk of a Russian submarine just knocking about the archipelago, which is like a series of islands outside Stockholm. And these three guys dressed in like high-ranking naval military garb came in. And I said, "What's the story with that fucking submarine, lads? Did you catch the cunts yet?" They were like, "I will have the cheeseburger." And I was like, "No crack out of you boys, no." It would be some place for a party. It fucking would. You know what? I like the way this is going, man. You get into that bomb shelter and just really crank up the fucking decks. Let me see. Going to Amsterdam, but sure, I might as well go to Castletown, where stateside and all the drugs in Amsterdam. I'm on pills for cheeky boys. Someone else. Tim, you bet me to it, mate. You bet me to it. There's two Tims. There's Tim and Tim Donovan. Sweden is sound for the boys. Will be after Russia if any shit goes down. Sweden is sound. The boys will be after Russia if any shit goes. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And NATO has Russia surrounded with fucking nukes anyway, man. You know, like, in fairness, like, all the shit in Syria, like, that was all about a Saudi pipeline as well that was going to go right through Syria and Iraq, up through Turkey, and then into Eastern Europe. And Russia had the Gazprom line going through. I think it's Gazprom. It goes right through Ukraine. It's funny how Ukraine kicked off as well. All about money. Ain't a damn thing funny. You gotta have a con in this land of milk and honey. Rush spy boy, says Robbie Ryan. Fucking fair play. Dr. David, man, the McSavage podcast was great. Yeah, I could technically just upload that on the Hardy Books podcast tonight, but I had to send it to a friend of mine to treat the audio because I had a bit of a weird, like, metallic shimmying noise, but it wasn't this because obviously you guys can hear it pretty well. Russell Peters had a class story about a bomb shelter nightclub in the Middle East. No sound above ground. Fucking Russell Peters, man. I fucking tell you something. He'd fucking double drop a couple of yellow cymbals, man. They say Pat Kenny and Brian Ormond's down in that basement just fucking 69ing, man, to the sound of the Venga Boys. Oh, Venga Boys are back in town. My brother had this cap and officer's jacket before. That'd be handy. Send Shady Ganley and the Russians, they'd be fucked. You mean this lad here? I fucking tell you straight up here, fucking no, man. I'm fucking here straight up in the fucking mountains, man. For anyone who didn't know, I was fucking Shady. He was raised by crows. I heard Crowbar was in Syria selling 5 spots. I had me and Owen had a joke when we were doing gigs about 5-6 years ago, and it was like, it goes, "You're a fucking great crowd. The last gig we did, fucking went. What was it? The last gig we did, we bombed." No, it's like, our last crowd was a fucking tough crowd, man. We bombed. It was out in Syria. I can't remember what the fucking joke was, but it was funny. Tim Donovan, the pennies just dropped. Oh, don't you understand? I'm here fucking no, man. Arlene Foster looking increasingly like Roy Orbison on the Late Late there tonight. Yeah, I'll have to fucking check out the highlights of that. And Arlene, and you know, you were for the Brexit crack. And yeah, I can imagine Tuberty giving us some hardball questions. I'd say it'd be a shite interview, man. I mean, who's going to listen to her talking waffle? Should give her a fucking gram a day, keep the doctor away. Apparently that's the cure for the coronavirus, man. Gram of coke a day, just like fucking get it right up there. RL, man, how you doing? It's Ralph Lauren. Ba-ba. Why didn't you fight the triads, though, Shady? Shady, he's a secret weapon. But yeah, man, I'm fucking, you know what? I might just crack open a beer, like, do you know what I mean? Just have a little touch in it. Fuck my pink cars. I've had a few over the last week and a half. A couple of lads came round, had the crack, and I haven't taken up to the recycling yet. A couple of jobbings I got to take care of. But it's not nice to fucking hang out with you. A few tinnies. Oh, John Dwayne, man. You sure we want to go out to Harkins on Swinford Head? They'll serve all night, man. Gonna make tea. Lads, get yourself a little bevy, man. You know what I mean? Get stuck in. I mean, I can go another half hour. Do you know what I mean, mate? Kevin Ian Johnston, look, you caught it late, but it's good, man. It's good. You know, it's just hanging out with the boys and having the crack. I've got a Guinness virus. Any nice weed or hash in Sweden? Pauline Gray, there's a fair bit floating around. But Stockholm isn't the kind of place where you kind of feel chilled out to have a smoke because the whole weed over here, they don't distinguish weed between weed and heroin. But I've noticed that there's a lot of cocaine floating around Stockholm these days, and you see lads just in the area just fucking smoking joints. I was walking past a couple of young bucks the other day, and I went, smells nice, and they're like real hard dudes. They got the attitude, kind of groovy, laid back mood. Mama Duck, oh fucking Mama Duck, man! I'll motorboat you into next Tuesday week. Great bit of motorboating was done there in Castlebar. There's a video of Mikey Salmon motorboating. I would love, Mama Duck, to get your permission to put that fucker online, man, because it's one of the funny. You nearly knocked the lad out with your cleavage. It was unreal. I got some China White from the fucking Ming Dynasty. It's a good smoke, like. Actually, Stockholm is good crack. It's fucking brilliant crack, actually. When it's funny how when you're out off the lead, all of a sudden, that the crack is good. Cricklewood job. Swedes are not too cool about the drugs. Well, Swedes, like, they're fucking lunatics when they're outside Sweden. They're all like, yeah, man, I love this. I'm never going to change. And then they come back to Stockholm and they get stuck into the whole kind of like the bureaucracy and the fucking paperwork. And they love it, man. Like this is the kind of shit you get, like, you know what I mean? All this kind of jazz, like, just bills through the post. Like, if you miss a doctor's appointment or like you can't cancel on the day, and sometimes they have to, and they still send like a cancellation fee. Let's pay 3 different ones this week, fucking 30 quid for no reason. And you have all these payment solution companies who just they just keep buying, like, they take a commission for it. Like Sweden's one of these places, like they talk a good game about being really fair and tolerant, and but there's a lot of poverty skimming going on, you know, like a lot of skimming the cream off the top. Cons. Mama Duck, rolling on the floor laughing. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. You're in the same motorboat video from the other side of the bar, POV. I probably would be, actually. Yeah, I would like. We can trade them videos, man. We can do a little compilation. I don't know if anyone's seen this video. I don't know if it was real or fake or not, but there was a video going around on WhatsApp of this lad. He sounded like he's from Cavan, and he's in London on a bridge, and he's singing like some kind of karaoke, and he's got like a massive subwoofer, and he's just singing Tony Braxton's "Unbreak My Heart, Say You Love Me." You know what? If you haven't seen it, right? If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna show you, because it's just so fucking nuts, man. And I was like, is this real? One second, I'm going to get Jimmy Bars on here. Jimmy Bars. I wonder, there's probably a way of me being able to talk to people on Discord and stick it on the speaker. I might just do that as well. Charles Xavier from Baltimore. How's fucking Avon Barksdale doing down there? My mate Andy wrote Dublin birds are fucking mental. I was like, fair enough. Let me just show you this video, man, because it's a piece of just. I tell you what I love. Have you got onto these videos? Because I fucking love these, man. They're the gift that keeps on giving.
I just want to make sure every driver was aware of this. Seems to be an ongoing issue with these buses. They want safety to be our number one priority, but why are we not being looked after? I mean, look at this.
That old chestnut, man. I keep getting my mate Andy with it all the time. Actually, I got caught on a bus looking at that, so that was quite funny. But where is this? There's footage of a lad taking a shit on another guy's head in a hotel room. I thought that was a bit much. That was a bit. All right, check this out. This is just.
I'm gonna see my bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna see what I have to say. She's not doing quite well, to be honest. They want to hear me give it to her. Let me give it to her. Let me say what I want to say, okay? Listen, just come. You're rubbish anyway. You're rubbish anyway. Oh, you break me up. I said, oh my God.
Is it fake? Calvin Mann singing Tony Braxton.
I was trying to sing. Don't interrupt me in the middle of my singing. White people can be divas too, you know. Don't interrupt me.
Don't interrupt me in the middle of singing. I don't know if that's real or not, but it's just so mad. Your man's for pure cavern. Don't fucking interrupt me while singing. Big ups Eddie and the boys. Bono. That was fucking Bono throwing a strop. He looks like the ginger fella in the Hardy Bucks in RT. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Duncan Maitland came into the college to teach our second years. Sound lad, he would appear to know the crack. Duncan's a fucking legend, man. If you want to check out Duncan Maitland, go on the Hardy Bucks podcast and listen to that. And give this a thumbs up, man. Give this a thumbs up. We'll get people in, some subscribers, and all that shit that people say. Subscribe to that video, man. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm like, Tim, can I speak Swedish? Ja, absolut. Jag kan prata svenska som min andra språk. Ibland det kan bli tråkigt och svårt att tänka på alla ord. Men egentligen, jag kan prata svenska. So that was probably some shite Swedish for you. Do the Eddie voice. Fucking Mikey Wazowski. How's it going, man? Come here to me. Any fucking crack? Troll station job, yeah? What's the story with you getting a job in Sweden with no Swedish? Here, I can speak Swedish now, hey. Just subbed and like Oisin Murphy. That's what I'm talking about. Pada. Yeah. Gabagool. Oh, Gabagool. My fucking father was a great man. And my mother warmed down to a fucking small knob of a man. What's your favorite Tipperary trance man? Ooh. Fields of Athenry all the way, man. Are you still teaching? No, I got fucking fired from that because two sneaky pricks got me sacked. And I ended up getting really fucking messed up afterwards. That led a sequence of events that have kind of got me into the shit that I'm in today. But I'm not going to go into that. But let's just say I'm a fucking header when I get on the session. Here, lad, such a goat. Thanks very much, lad. Do a live hunt round Sweden for tens. Want to see the quality of the. You know what? Strange things have happened, but you'd be doing well, man. You'd be doing you do well on an old live stream job. You know, it'd be good crack. Just take a couple of fucking sound lads and just have a bit of a wander around and just that could be a bit of crack. Light at the end of the tunnel. That's right, Mama Duck. Look, I've got a fucking check out this fucking thing. It's an AC/DC fucking singlet, mate. Eka. What was the reaction to Bucks like on Netflix? Hope it's going well. Nylene Carr, word of mouth is essential because we need to grassroots spread that. But it's going going well. Yeah, it's going well. States, I would say. Martin, how did you guys outline episodes for the RT show? Wait, if trying to get fucking information of the main man, yeah. We had meetings with RT and they would give us like directions to their standards, and we'd have to, have meetings but it kind of was in the beginning, we'd all sit around a table and come up with the ideas, and you could do that in the night. And then when it came to kind of the RT stuff, it was like a job then, you know what I mean? It was a bit more kind of serious. So, we kind of go off and write different bits, and then we come together and then like add bits into each other's scripts. But that was good crack that was. Is it true you're writing a rock musical about the early days of UB40 called A Song for a Reggae Boy? Dr. David, you're a fucking kill cunt. You're a kill cunt. And more likes, man. I'm on 19 likes here, man. I want to see Chinese fucking coronavirus. Do you still keep in touch with Tordoff? I don't hear from him anymore, man. I think I've had like 2 chats with him in the last 2 years, but I sent him a picture of an IRA lad with a balaclava on an M16 that someone had sent a WhatsApp group on the top of a pint. I said, "Happy Christmas, thinking of you," and a love heart. And he got back to me on New Year's Day and said, "Happy New Year, Chucky Allah." So, yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be lovely to hang out and just fucking catch up with him, man. No shop talk, just kind of catch up because there's been a lot of shit to talk about in the meantime. How did you even contact John McAfee? It was one of the lads on Instagram got onto me, and he was like, "Yeah, McAfee's looking for people to join on their podcast." And I was like, "Okay, have you got a contact?" And he might have put up on Twitter, so I got in touch that way. What's the Viper like off scene? You probably wouldn't recognize him if you'd seen him. He's still going to States. Yeah, I'm gonna try. It's just I need a booking agent, man, because I'm too fucking scatterbrained to actually sit down and logistically plan something out. Too fucking lazy, man. And it's just too fucking There's a lot of shit going on at the moment, but it would be nice if I just had a fucking booking agent. It's like, yeah, I've got you these gigs. These are the flight dates. Just go off and do it. So if you know of anyone, Mama Duck, you could do it, man. And I'll pay you in motorboats. Kev Johnson says, up his own arsehole, banning people who donate. Who's this? The Viper. Is there a bit of jealousy involved? Is there a bit of beef? Is there? Martin, any new TV movies you've been vining that you'd recommend? You know what? I'll tell you something fucking brilliant that I seen last night, and I meant to talk about this. I wanted to watch the film Train to Busan. It's a Korean zombie movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I came across like a Japanese zombie movie from 2016-17 called I Am Hero. And it's fucking brilliant, man. I strongly recommend you guys watch that. It's about a kind of a failing Japanese manga writer who is a coward and becomes a hero at the end. But it's fucking amazing, man. It's probably one of the most goriest fucking endings to a movie you'll ever see. I haven't seen Shinobu yet. I heard fair play to Onin fucking or Barry Keoghan's in it, fair play to him. And he was a lad who fucking started off. He had a hard fucking start, apparently. I Am Hero's class. David knows the crack, man. He knows the crack. Rory McDonald quit MMA because of buzz. He just fucking threw in the towel, man. He was like, I can't be fucked anymore. Just go on the pints. Pints of Molson's. It's a great movie, Train to Busan. Yeah, I was trying to find it on F Movies so I could stream it. Yeah, my brother recommended the movie himself, and he vibed with it heavy. I Am Hero. Thank you, mate, for the recommendation. Yeah, get on it, man. It's actually on YouTube under Train to Busan 2. Do you know what I'll fucking do? I'll tell you what I'll do, lads. I've got it open in a tab from last night on YouTube. So here, get on that after this and just fucking sit back and enjoy. Like, it's in 350, so if you want to go to Pirate Bay and just get the other one. But what's high tension? I'll have to fucking do a bit of Googling about that. I've got a funny story here to read out if you want to hear a story that is just you've got to hear this story to believe it, right? So here we go. I'm gonna put this into the chat jobby so you can get a little look at this as well. Oh, it's 3 fucking characters too long. Right, well, I'll read it out because it's worth listening to this. The headline reads, Irish midget accused of posing as a leprechaun to extort sex from women in exchange for pot of gold. Right, let me just get a picture of this lad and I can show you. I mean, this is just beautiful, man. Right, so check this out. So get a good look at that lad there. Look, he's got a nice face. It was a good scam, Kev. It was a good scam, in fairness to him. I'm waiting to hear this. A 3'4" tall Irishman was arrested this morning for allegedly taking advantage of credulous women by posing as a leprechaun and extorting sexual favors in exchange for a fictional pot of gold hidden at the end of a rainbow. 29-year-old Conor O'Byrne was arrested this morning at his Dublin residence by the Garda Síochána, the Irish National Police. According to police spokesman Seamus Murphy, Mr. O'Byrne used a rather unusual stratagem to cheat both tourists and naive locals sexual favors from them. The victims all said he dressed up like a leprechaun and said he had a huge pot filled with gold coins hidden at the end of a rainbow that he was willing to offer for sex. Surprisingly, the rather far-fetched scam fooled dozens of gullible women. 26 victims have already filed complaints with the Gardaí, but investigators believe the real number of victims could be over 200 or even 300. Many of these women were extremely naive and vulnerable. Some even cried when we told them that leprechauns don't really exist. While searching through his house, the police found 6 different leprechaun costumes, as well as an ancient gold coins he used to prove the existence of his pot and lure his victims. Mr. Connor faces a total of 64 criminal charges, including 26 accusations of embezzlement, 18 charges of sexual abuse, and 8 charges of fraud. According to investigators, the numbers of accusations could easily double or triple in the next few days. If found guilty on all charges, he already faces a sentence of life in prison and a fine of 75 big ones. His trial is expected to begin in March at the Dublin Criminal Courts of Justice. What the fuck, man? You gotta hear this one. Woman accused of stealing a pumpkin by hiding it in her vagina. I mean, is this World News Daily, man? I mean, nah, this can't be fucking real, man. I mean, this is just like this is one of the oldest tricks in the book. French chef forced to admit secret ingredient in creme souffle was semen after 37 customers contract herpes. Utah man sues drugstore for $1.4 million after being handed castration pills instead of sleeping pills. This is fucking brilliant, man. Babysitter transported to hospital after inserting a That's fucking genius, man. Babysitter transported to hospital after inserting a baby in her vagina. FBI seizes over 3,000 penises during raid at morgue employee's home. Morgue employee cremated by mistake while taking a nap. Yeah, I see a bit of a pattern forming here. Star Trek fan who claimed wife died during teleportation experiment, sentenced to life in prison for murder. Beautiful. Teenager sues his parents for being born black and underprivileged. Bermuda Triangle ship reappears after 90 years after going missing. Morgue worker arrested after giving birth to a dead man's baby. Yeah, so you basically get a bit of a flavor at I was sent that on Facebook by a guy who was like, "Holy shit, is this real?" Oh, Kevin Ball, man, greetings from Trinidad. Good to see you, lad. Good to see you. It's been a while. It's like that Stain song. It's been a while. James Ferrugia. Are you reading The Onion there, lad? No, I think it was a bit of an Onion style lampoon thing. If you fall into a bed of nettles, it's hard to know which one stung you. Words from my own mother. Semisonic or Creed? Fucking, what's your man from Alter Bridge called? Looks like Kevin Bacon. Miles Kennedy. Some boy. Apparently he's fucking class with the PRS fucking quilted finish guitar job. Always been sure to catch a stream if I'm free. Die Hard fan, man. Kevin Enog, Shingalair, Fortrove, Corbina Mahagath. Niall Carr's in town. What are you saying there now? Let's see what he's saying. Stateside added me on Facebook a few years and asked me, did he know? If he know me, should I have been worried? He actually got kicked off Facebook, and then I kind of was like, wow, my messenger is really peaceful lately. And then he got a sister to ask, did I want to rejoin him on his alternative Facebook page? I said, look, no disrespect to that, but quite enjoying a nice bit of a break. So, but I'd like to get him on the podcast. It'd be good crack. I've seen Parasite. It's fucking brilliant. No, Parasite, I ain't seen that. That's up there with High Tension. Got to check that one. There's another film I want to watch, actually. Bone Tomahawk as well, with what's his name? Fucking Kurt Russell. Parasite 2019. Bong Joon-ho in Parasite. Fucking Bong Joon-ho, man. What's it all about? That's the question. All unemployed, Kai Tayak and his family take peculiar interest in the wealthy and glamorous parks as they ingratiate themselves into the lives and get entangled in an unexpected incident. No, that seems interesting. I'm going to put that on the old watch movies list. Where is it? Let me fucking get a little movies. Where the fuck are the movies to watch? Here we go. Yeah. Parasite. High Tension. So that's that. Yeah, man. Fucking, we've got 40 people in the chat job. Go get the guitar. No, I've got kids in bed, man. And got a sleepover of one of my kids' friends. Whatever happened to the original Skyline? Apparently that got passed around like Jordan at a house party. I think that's up somewhere in Donegal, or I don't know where that is now, man. Shame to see it go. Can't find a good English sublink to Parasite. No, I couldn't find one to Train to Busan either. Bone Tomahawk was fucking hard. Yeah, I've seen, like, it's one of them where I kind of might watch it eventually. What was that one with Vince Vaughn? I got a synopsis from French Toast O'Toole, and he told me the whole story while on the way to Dublin. And I was like, it sounds like good fucking crack, that film. That's fucking daft as fuck, man. It's funny. It's enjoyed it. Eddie Greenheart, Maloney, let us know on Twitter what you think. I'm not on Twitter quite a lot just because it's just a fucking breeding ground for intrigue and badness. It's not as much crack. Steve Hughes. Is that Steve Hughes, the comedian? Fucking hell, man. That was a vivid description. James Rigger, we were chatting a while ago about targeted online ads. Got any good ones lately? I'm getting... Oh, I get that. Oh, yeah. I get them a lot, James. Yeah, the hair loss ones. Get them quite a bit. Obviously, we've been looking up hair loss. That man's fucking starting to go. But you're like, what are you going to do, man? I had a good run. You can always do that. Come over. How's it going, man? Cool. But yeah, my fucking ex-girlfriend gave me like a complex about that when I was like 21. She's like, your hair is everywhere. Brawl from Cell Block 9, Dr. David, the main man, dragged across concrete and Brawl Cell. Yeah. I haven't heard of dragged across concrete, but you know what? I'm gonna fucking take both of them and I'm gonna copy and paste those right into the fucking Wonderlist movies to watch app. Do you know what? I don't watch enough movies lately, and I watched a film now on Netflix on Saturday night called It Comes at Night, and nothing came at night. It was just fucking lads paranoid in a cabin somewhere, and you could tell it was a really cheap movie to make because it's what's known in the trade as a block movie. It's basically just on one location, and yeah, it was. But I find there's a lot of these movies on Netflix, right? These series, and you're like, you know, Netflix movie, this Netflix film, it's gonna be great, and it just looks like they're fucking TV movies, man, and you're like, they're all glossy, and Netflix really pumps them out, and then you look at them going, I feel like I've just watched something on fucking Hallmark. Get the fuck out of here. Wash your head with coffee. I'm going to do that tonight, Kevin, for 9 hours till all the hair falls out. Sign of virility is hair loss. I'll tell you one thing, Mama Duck. It's probably, you know, lads who blow the beans a lot, like Prince Albert apparently used to. I'm not saying I blow the beans a lot, but I know lads who are bald and had wanking problems. Have you watched Shot Caller? It's a good prison. You know what? E. Joyce, man, fair play to you. I'll put that in the mix as well. And I'll tell you one thing, I'll be busy watching movies like Stateside. Joe Pesci is my favourite actor. Shot Caller. Let us call the shots. If you go onto my channel as well, and if you haven't seen the Stateside videos we did a couple of years ago, I would recommend them. I mean, I just keep going back to them because they're funny as fuck, man. It's there's a bit where my mate Danny Moher, the lizard man, we used to wind him up about saying that who would win in a fight out of him and a cane toad. And he's going, I'll tell you now what I do to that fucking cane toad, hey. I'd fucking squeeze the fucking life out of him till fucking white stuff popped out of his head. And I just throw him against the wall and I go, boom. And then the owner of the hotel call comes over. He's like, oh, you lads, you know, fucking calm down. No, you know what I mean? You're making an awful lot of noise. If you're going to watch Uncut Gems, watch Good Time too. If you're going to watch it, you know what, I will put that in the old fucking thing, you know, won't I? Let me see. E. Joyce, what's up, YouTube? Turns out I gotta get fucking glasses. Oh yeah. That was one of the first things. I should do more actually. It's just that there's such. I think they're just such low budget. You know, it's just me talking in front of the screen, and you know, I could go back and cut these together and just get the best bits, and that would probably be a bit more crack. It's just fucking getting the time, to be honest with you, and it could be done. Fucking caffeine shampoo is a con, just like Maxwell House, just like fucking Ghislaine Maxwell. They're amazing. I used to love Heresy by 9 Inch Nails in those videos. Oh yeah, cheers, Louis, man. Nice little nuance. I forgot to say as well, love you, Vikings. Yeah, that was nice to finally get a touch in the drama. I watched They Live Again the other day. It gets you in the conspiracy mood. Yeah, man, They Live. John Carpenter knew the crack. Have you seen The Lighthouse yet? Surprised Pattinson can actually act. I haven't seen The Lighthouse. I must check that one out, actually. Lighthouse. Boys go and have a shit outside the house that they sleep in. Oh, it's a fucking film noir job, is it? Modern day film noir. Jeez, he looks old as the hills these days. The Lighthouse. 2 fucking lads. Is that William Dafoe as well? Willem Dafoe. The Lighthouse. 2 hard cunts just living in the lighthouse. Is that Brian Gleeson? Is Brian Gleeson in it as well, is he? Fucking looks like him. The fucking Lighthouse, huh? Let me look at this. The Lighthouse job. Logan Hawks knows what I'm talking about. Robert Eggers fucking directed it, man. Fair fucks to Eggman. William Dafoe. No, it wasn't. Logan Hawks was your man's name. Yeah, I'll fucking give that a watch, you know, man. Treat myself. The Lighthouse action. The Lighthouse family. I was watching a bit of Peep Show there recently, man. Peep Show is just it's high end entertainment. It's brilliant. The Orgazoid. Oh, Pantera guy, man. Good times, man. How similar are Stateside and Salmon method actors, man? Kurt Ward, hi from New Mexico, USA. Love the show, love your work. Cheers, man. Hey, lads, if any of you haven't subscribed to the channel, get on it, man. And thumbs up, yeah. Because I hear other lads on YouTube saying, yeah, give us a thumbs up, algorithms and all that shit. Like, so I could do with growing this channel, man. I really like this medium. It's good crack. I've done a lot of drugs, but I wouldn't lick a toad. John Carpenter. Where did it say here? Where is it now? Taffin is really underrated. Help. Yes, Taffin. What is it? Yvonne says to him, she goes, it's like, she says something about like, she shouldn't be here. And I can't remember I fucking knew the line inside out. And Pierce Brosnan's just sitting there like in a V-neck jumper and a pair of wafers, and she goes, I can't remember. It's like, but he goes like this. Maybe you shouldn't be living here. Like, fuck, I screwed that one up, man. Getting a bit tired. Love the books, Davey Bell, man. Thanks very much, mate. Who played Terry Durkin? That's Jim Greeny, who owns with his brothers Dobro's, a pizza place in Galway. That you want to go for good pizza, and you're in Galway, and you want to get a proper someone who actually really loves what they do. Great artisan craftsmanship. It's affordable. Check out the Dobros, man. Get that, and they've got their own beer. They're fucking legends. Terry Durkin, man. At least you have guaranteed payday when WWF want to make Sheamus the movie. Yeah, man. I just get right off fucking beef roids. Sam, I very briefly spoke to Sheamus once, his manager, who was hanging out with the Corminator from California. Had him on Skype, and he's like, "All right, fella." And the battery died, and I was like, "Fucking hell, man! I would have loved to have a good chat with him. He'd be a great man to get on the podcast." Kirsty's Metal Hands. Sorry, Martin and chat. Fucking Eastwood first person shooter, man. You're very welcome to the show. Pantera guy, I like this question, man. I like this question. What's your favorite Pantera song? I don't see it streaming on PS4 anymore. Just haven't really had the fucking time, the energy, to be honest with you. I will get back on it. I don't know, man. I like 5 Minutes Alone's a great tune. The Art of Shred. Revolution Is My Name is a fucking great one as well. Reverend, he turned to me without a tear in his eye. Cemetery Gates. How did I end up in Sweden? 17 years ago. Met some lunatics while interrailing. Went to Greece. Went back to Greece with the same lunatics the year after. Ended up here. Got into a relationship with a girl. Rest is fucking history, like. What are you drinking? Second watch of Shutter Island is better. Yeah, Shutter Island was fucking shit, man, the first time I watched it. I was like, what was the big deal? It didn't make sense. It makes sense. Oh, yeah, and here we go. It makes sense once you see the subtlety in the end. And you know what? I might watch it again. Oh, Jade. How you doing, Jade Elwes? What are you drinking? How's the Swedish beer? You know what? This is awesome stuff. It's called Piston Head. It's €1 a can. And it's organic. And it was basically a bunch of cool dude beer hipsters who went to Spendrups, who were like a big fucking brewery in Sweden. And their flagship beers are a bit pissy. They're not great. And they came along and said, look, we'll do. It's funny, actually, because you rarely see Spendrups cans and you see all of these. And every time you go into the Systembolaget, everyone's going for these because they taste good and they're cheap. So it's a winning combination. Holy fuck, the Corminator. Yes, the Corminator. I remember one night we were in the Palace years ago in Dublin, and Breffney Morgan was for The Apprentice and the Corminator. Sound lads. And apparently some fucking young buck who was related to a well-known rugby player just fucking sucker punched the Corminator. And then I felt bad for him, man, because he had a fucking big busted eye. And I rang him the next day and I went, "How you doing, man? You all right?" He's like, "Yeah, I've got a black eye. My eye's huge. I have to go and judge a bikini contest out in Saggart." And I was like, "Fuck, man, that's fucking hard lines." And funny enough, I invited him to come along as a fucking punter to a gig I did in the International about a year and a half ago. And a friend of mine, Ali, was doing the door, and she went to take like a tenner off him, and he goes, "Nah, Michael invited me." He didn't even get my name right, even though like I added him on Facebook through my name. So that was a funny one. Pants Terra Cormac lifts shit. He fucking does, John. And he's fucking good at it, man. It's just like just all day going, "I need to lift more." I haven't really been hitting the gym a long time. I haven't been doing fuck all lately. I went for a run with the dog this week, did about 8k, and hit the outdoor gym. How fluent is your Swedish? Det är flytande, men det är inte samma som den svensk folk. So that basically means it's fluent, but not on a kind of native level. Did you have to learn Swedish at all? Would love to go. Come over, hey. If any of you guys want to come over, just fucking hit me up. I'm in it on Instagram, Loney101, and yeah, drag the water some more. But I did have to learn Swedish, and it was fucking hard, man, because it's a tough language. Everyone speaks such perfect English, and then when it's kind of still to this day, I feel awkward if people I've been speaking to for years in Swedish just start speaking to me in Swedish. It's like my ex-wife, anytime she'd get pissed off, she'd be like, "Never Martin," and she starts speaking to me in Swedish. I'm like, "What are you doing talking that shit to me, man? I don't want to hear it." Viper's just on the hustle every Sunday. He must get sick of that by now. Well, he's making fucking hard coin, Kev. It's I mean, he's making a lot of money for playing video games. Sure, like he'd probably do that anyway. It was a fucking stroke of genius. And I should get into that shit myself. Do you currently have a job, or you're on the dole? Where do you live now? Now I'm not doing anything at the moment. I'm just kind of going off savings, but I'm gonna have to get my fucking finger out, man. To be quite honest with you, it's been a couple of fucking rough months, and I kind of just thought I just need to take the handbrake off for a while and just step away from everything, because I just need the mental space, to be honest with you. I'm going through a lot of turbulent stuff at the moment, which is it's taking its toll, to be quite honest with you. But I'm gonna come February, I'm gonna throw myself back into it all, just get organized again. Noel or Liam, I'm actually going to be going to Oasis on Sunday, and they're flying in tomorrow, so I might be meeting them at the Hilton tomorrow evening. Oh, I just gave away the location. Thanks very much. Fantastic situation. It's like I'm one of those guys who I don't really have a problem with. I mean, fucking, I'll spill my guts to anyone who listen. I guess there's no filter with me. I think that's the nice thing about Liam Gallagher as well. I think he's the same kind of guy, man. It's it is February now, technically. Fucking February, land dormer, hey. Yeah, so I think what you see is what you get. Like Danny Dyer, he's another one of them fucking boys, and you know what I mean? Woo. So yeah, this is life, man. This is you make fucking daft decisions, or you kind of, if you're in a relationship, it's about duty to each other, and I think we just kind of took each other for granted for too long. We're still, still love each other, but it's a different form of, we've created two beautiful human beings together, and we've raised them to the best of our ability, and it's just not working out. And I think she really fucking hates the fact that I got into Hardy Books as well. Like, she was like, it all got fucked up when you went and you got famous. So she's not happy about that. So I don't blame her, because the Hardy Books has, over the years, there's been a lot of fucking internal dramas, a lot of there's been a lot of ups and downs, and it sounds really cliched to say that in the entertainment industry, but it is a fucking series of, like, you go to premieres, you're fucking thrown into a world of mad shit. You're meeting people, and that you've also all of a sudden got access to a new tier of, getting places that you never got in before. It's mad. Like, you're hanging out with other kind of people in the industry, and and then you're fucking you find yourself in a fucking court case fighting bouncers, which probably was one of the pivotal moments that kind of fucked everything for me. That was, and that's kind of like why we ended up moving back, because some fucking arsehole bouncers wouldn't let me down a flight of stairs to a gig I did, and got shirty with me, and I fucking fought back and gave as good as I got, and then the fucking arsehole cop who arrested me had a chip on his shoulder and tried to do me to make himself look good. I found all this out after the court case had finished, and I really wish I did it during it, you know. But yeah, so that's basically in a nutshell the kind of crack that I've been through. Do you know what I mean? It's been up and down, you know. It's I like to be. I'm happiest when I'm busy and I'm doing and I'm working away. But sometimes I do kind of feel a bit isolated here in Sweden. Like when I go back to Ireland, it's like you're with people who instantly get you, and you don't need an introduction. And the sense of humor is fucking brilliant as well. It's grand. They closed the big tree after that. I seen that, Eddie lad. I seen that. So it was a fucking rough spot, man. It was a rough spot. It'll work. It'll work out. You can marry Lexus and live in the shed. I didn't eat the breakfast with the fear I couldn't drink the can. Sup. But I am serious about just fucking writing a new series of Hardy books. I think you guys need it. I need it, and comedy fucking needs it, man. Great gig in the Workman's. 3 books left. Oh, thanks very much. That was good crack. Like I just went up and did like fucking 45 minutes of just impromptu stand up. Was there a danger of you going to jail because the court case CCTV footage proved you're right? Yeah, it was crazy. Like there was one guy, fucking name his name, man. Fucking Marco Shaughnessy was his name, and that son of a bitch had fucking put on. Not only did he make false allegations that I had committed first degree assault by kicking him in the teeth when he bent down to open up a fire exit door. Not only did he say that and make a statement, he wasn't even in the fucking vicinity, and then he goes and tries to sue me for damage to his teeth. And yeah, so that's the kind of fucking mindset you're dealing with there. But I did great. What doesn't make you stronger for a bulldog makes you stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. We've all punched a bouncer in the face. No, man, I've never had any grief with. I mean, actually, I shook their hands when I went in. Like, you know, it's just like I never had any grief with them because, you know, I've been. You're able to fucking chat to them and have like a decent rapport, you know. Who's the lad who plays Scorpio? Like, Alan Carter. He's a fucking legend, man. He's a funny dude. He was a couple of years younger than me growing up, and then I'm trying to kind of fucking make my own tone, man. I mean, fucking tell you straight up here, fucking no, man. The Almira boys. Yeah, it's got mountains, all right. Do they think you made millions from Hardy Books? Yeah, I mean, some people do, you know, they think you're fucking loaded, but well, I'm sure fucking the other lads are doing well for themselves now, but they're far from being fucking like millionaires and shit. They swear once you're on RTE, you're paid like Joaquin Phoenix. No, if you want to get a fucking massive payout, you should be a fucking RTE presenter. So I should. Oh, there's that London quid, fucking the leber after you, the least our state bad boys up in the fucking Welome, mate. Oh, they represent the fucking lead, mate. Get the bus up to Morton and all that. Fucking getting dotty hammers off the bus and smashing the windows in this card. Only lads in the Whittle would get that. Joey Diaz is the type of person to go for the arsehole on the first date. Hey, fucking Joey Diaz. Hey, wait till you hear this one. Right, I'm sure things are going to be amazing for you soon, mate. You're always open with your time. It's really appreciated. Cheers for that, Chain Machine, mate. I'm a fucking, I'm sound like, you know, I'm just like one of the lads you'd like to hang out with, chill out with. That's me. Always have been. But I am a firm believer in if you try to steer life and you try to control life too much, life always kicks back and kicks back hard. And I think most of the time life has worked out for me is when I just go, it's over to a higher power now, and I'm just like, let it go. Just fucking go, look, what will be, And I tried to explain this to the ex-missus, and she's like, "You can't do that when you've got kids." I'm like, "You can. You just gotta," as a System of a Down would have sung, "Letting the reins go to the unfolding is faith, faith, faith. Science has failed our world." Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Good old band they were. Fair play to them. Back again. But yeah, I think you've just got to believe in a higher law, man. You've got to believe in God, and if that's what you want to call it. Some people call it the universe, but shit works out when you just step back. And that's what I've been doing this last couple of weeks, man. I just needed the time to step back and get myself into a position where I feel like I'm ready to start creating. Because I felt like the last year or two, I've kind of felt like it's almost like I'm clutching desperately at stuff, and I want to come at things from a different point of view. And I think if I sit down now, I'm ready to do a new series, and I'll write a new series. And if, like I said, if you don't want it, I will crowdfund it, and like you guys would love to see that. I'm sure you get behind it. And look, if you want, man, you'd be really helping me out if you get on Patreon. And the thing is, like, as Dr. David there and Sean, a couple of other lads who are seen here tonight, like, it's a nice little community on Discord. $5 a month, man. So that's the equivalent of saying, like, "Here, Maloney, man, do you want a pint?" It's like, yeah, it's give us £5 a month. And that basically just gives me a bit more fucking room to be creative and get the stuff I need. Like, I mean, your fucking Blind Boy Boat Club is getting he gets 50 grand a month. And that's fucking hedge fund banker shit, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm not dissing him, fair play to him, you know what I mean? But it's like, gives a few fucking bob lads. And I'll keep fucking putting it out there for you. Miles Power, OMP, just recently found the Hardy books on Netflix. Big fan. Thanks very much, Miles Power. And that's a mighty name, man. I like that name. Blue Sky, crowdfund it. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Keep it. Someone just hit the thumbs up button. You know what I mean? It's like synchronicity and all that jazz. So keep fucking going. Like. Blind Boy kind of sold out, man. Why is that, Sean? Blind Boy is a psychotherapist, to be fair. Yeah, he is, man. Fair play to him. I mean, he's a smart dude, man. You know what I mean? And like we went like neck and neck with those lads for a long time, and we were, we'd be doing gigs, supporting them, and we had good crack with them. And I don't, you don't hear from them anymore. Kobe was killed, blood sacrifice by the numbers, bastards. Sure, cunts. But 45 viewers now. Yeah, it was going up there. It was benching 50 for a while, man. It was a nice little touch. Yeah, it's nice to get an hour and a half. I feel like I have been quite personal about. There's a lot of things that I certainly didn't want to, discuss. But fuck it, man. You know what I mean? It's thanks for listening. It's nice to have a platform where you've got like 50, 40 odd people who are like, "Yeah, man, I got you back. What you talking about?" And I enjoy it. It's nice, like a big fucking conversation. I got a beer. I'm like, yeah, man, it's Friday, man. And yeah, it's weird. There's no snow outside. Brexit has happened. Liverpool are going to win the league. Fucking coronavirus stuff. It's probably all going to blow over me grand. Touch wood. So, but yeah, just things seem to be a bit fucking mental. 2020, year of the hustle, right? Bacon strips. What's this now? Just seems to carry a lot of water for some trendy things. Yeah, I get that. It's just basically, but that's about maintaining your core audience of mainstream merchants. Like I never wanted to be mainstream. You know what I mean? It's like as soon as you start putting yourself into the mainstream, the big way, you're compromised, and it's like you've given coin, and it's a hard thing to give up. So I kind of like I was talking to Dave McSavage on the podcast, and he's like, "I'm always a couple of weeks away from oblivion and financial oblivion." I'm like, yeah, that's probably because we don't fucking apply ourselves as much as other people, but we definitely have the fucking the wherewithal. Let me see. Love the new podcast with Owen. Cheers, man. That was good crack. It's very hard to pick. I said, "Can you do a podcast with me?" And he's like, "God, I'd love to do a podcast." And then it was he goes into a cafe and he sits down in the cafe, and then they start playing music. I was like, oh, and could you ask them to turn the music off? And he said they turn it down, and then when he came to sit down, it just sounded louder. So he was just walking around Dublin, and he kept coming in and out, and eventually he found a doorway. So there's people walking in and out of the doorways he's doing, but fair play to him. I enjoyed that. It was good crack. Thoughts on Cork, Louis C? As in Cork as a city, as a county, as a former capital. Cork is good crack. I've always have a good time down in Cork. Good people, you know. I've got some Cork friends over here who fucking sound as well. So yeah, man. James Ferrugia. Hey James, are you any relation to a guy called Jake Ferrugia, who's Maltese? Because I got a mate called Jake. It's Ferrugia. I don't know if it's Ferrugia, but he's a trendy, cool dude. You're in Sydney, 40 degrees and bushfires everywhere. Are they still going on down there? Are they? There's a guy you should check out called Max Egan who talks about it's fucking out there, man. What he's saying, but like, I've kind of begun to look at the world as basically being as simple as this: that it's run by Bond villains, and there's no James Bond to come and save the day because he's working for the establishment as well. And I think maybe that's in a nutshell, you basically got people who have wealth that you couldn't even, like, I'll tell you a story about what I seen in Greece back in 2003. I was hanging out with these cool lads from Austin and Texas, and one of them was apparently the drummer from Whitesnake's son. And we were sitting in this Mexican restaurant called Harmony, and we were looking out over this bay called Milaportes, and this massive, I'm talking massive, man. It was a private ship, and it was like something from like The Spy Who Loved Me. You know, it was just this huge ship comes into the bay, and it's got like the Air Force, or like the presidential Black Hawk. So it's got like the presidential seal on it, but it doesn't have any of the guns or the Hellfires and that kind of stuff on the wings. The back of this boat opens up and 3 yachts come out the back of it. There are 2 speedboats, like good fucking size cruisers, and a catamaran come out the back of the ship, and they're like just cruising around the bay. And I was like, fuck me, man, who owns that? And one of the guys goes, oh yeah, that's George Bush Sr.'s boat. I was just like, fuck me. It was just like, you've never seen anything this big, and a guy owns it. He's just knocking about in it. And you know, these guys have that kind of money, and they have access to technologies that can, you know, it's all about fucking eroding your rights, man. And they, you know, and it's all through taxation, and it's all through legislation, and it's about taking the power back. I think people need, like, I think people have become so apathetic these days that they're like, oh, what difference does it make? What can I do? But as the old saying goes, it only takes one match to burn 1,000 trees, and you can make a difference. Like, and sometimes, like I said about letting the reins go in life, sometimes when you think the fucking shit has truly hit the fan, some grace comes along and just basically knocks down the whole fucking house of cards. Yeah, so that's some sort of comfort anyway, you know. The novel Stark by Ben Elton turned out to be a prophecy. Pray do tell. Yeah, fire's still going on, mate. Not related, but Malta is a small place, probably cousin. You Maltese, are you? So he probably is. I think he's from fucking Melbourne. So what's this? Blue Sky says that explains it. Bond works for the bad boys. Yeah, he was working for the fucking crown, man. Like the Royal Her Majesty's service. Where the fuck were like Her Majesty's service when it came to a lot of these fucking crimes that have been going on in the UK? Sexual abuse, and the fact that the police in England are not interested in investigating Prince Andrew. And I tell you this, anything that has a royal seal on it in the UK has a royal seal on it, like the Royal College of Surgeons, you know, the Royal Academy of Arts, anything royal. The police, the Her Majesty's police. They're not gonna squash the ambitions of the son or the man. So Jimmy fucking Savile was there's a photograph of Prince Charles just knocking about with Jimmy. I'll get it up on the phone, man, just so I can show you. I mean, you can Google it yourself, but I'll actually show you the picture of that motherfucker just cruising around with Prince Charles, and he was giving marital advice to Princess Diana and Charles. And you're like, what the fuck does this nonce know about fucking marriage, man? He was I reckon, I mean, I said this before, we should just dig up his grave, find his grave, dig up his skeleton, and just like get lads to ceremonially, maybe get his skull and encase it in like a nice rubber perspex, like a see-through transparent rubber ball, just like play football with it and like make really great tournaments out of it, and just smash up his skeleton a bit, man. You know what I mean? Just have a bit of crack with it. And yeah, that would be my fucking 2 cents on the issue. Look at this. Look, so here he is. Look. Oh yes, oh watch out, get Charles. Oh yes, we're going to see the Pope next week. Oh yes, the Pope is great. And then what are the? Look at this shit, man. Fucking best. Look at the crack they're having. Like that's not. Look at this again. Look at the fucking haircut on that man. How anyone would let that fucking raven hairy nonce near a kid, man, is just fucking. Look at this shit. Like look at the fucking crack these creeps are having. Look. Oh yes, I tell you, look, old Charles, yeah. Oh, I've got a nice one for you from Rotherham. The poor people, bring them over. Fucking scumbags, man. Fucking absolute scumbags. They need, you know what they would need? They would need to be thrown into a fucking prison full of hard shams and just say, right, lads, have at them. But I'm sorry if I've gone a bit ranty and talking mad shit. I think I've lost a couple of viewers there. They're a bit like, ooh, this lad's fucking mental. He's a mental cunt, man. You know what I mean? He's fucking, oh, that lad's been fucking smoking too much stuff, watching. Ooh, he's fucking mad. Stay away. Don't listen to him, please. Mama Duck followed up on that question. Ben Elton wrote it as a novel, then filmed it in the miniseries in Australia in '92. Oh, fair play to him. There's a dirty puddle. Have you heard of Aloe Black? I Need $1 from Falky Remix. Have a listen. It's a serious beat. I'll have a little listen to I Need $1 by. I'll have a little listen to that, mate. Fair play to you, Donny, lad. Donny the fucking Spartan. I want to do a fucking Stephen French remix with Danny Dyer. He had his hands down the old knickknacks, and they knew all was blight. Well, they said that. Jeffrey Epstein was bragging to Mossad about. Do you know what? Actually, fucking I'll say it because I probably already said too much shit. It's going to be demonetized anyway. Not that I get fuck all for this video anyway. But apparently, Prince Andrew Epstein said that he was the shit that he sold on Prince Andrew, and Andrew was his Super Bowl trophy. Fucking goes deep, man. Goes fucking deep. What's this? There's a video of a YouTube of Savile groping a brownie guide during Jim Will Fix It in front of Maggie Thatcher. True. Yeah, she was another fucking scumbag, man. It's disgusting. Do you know what I mean? Like all the shit they were getting away with back in the day, man. And it's all been covered up. You know, it's just doesn't bear thinking about. Moteague. Moteague. I mean, it's XSAS. Odd man, Moteague. And this guy Moteague, he's like this Irish English dude. And he just keeps beating up Danny Dyer the whole time. And this is a picture of. I'm going to get this picture up because you got to see it, man. Because seeing is believing. Moteague and Danny Dyer. It's just fucking. And there's a real level of spite that Moteague is enjoying. He's enjoying inflicting pain on Danny Dyer. I'll tell you, I'll do a little impression of what I see. Moteague, Danny Dyer. Where the fuck are you, Moteague? Oh, bear with me now. Fuck yes. Britain's deadliest men, Danny Dyer, Moteague. No, I can't find that picture of him. There's a really funny picture of like your man Moteague bending Danny Dyer's wrist back like this. Danny Dyer's like, there's a scene where he's doing this. He's like, you're in a pub fight, right? So like, someone's coming in at you, put your elbows up. And he fucking elbows Danny Dyer in the solar plexus. Like, fucking hell, man. Jeez, slow it down, man. And then he goes, close your teeth. And just fucking just chins him. He goes, fucking hell, Mo. Slow down. What the fuck is wrong with you? You nearly knocked me spark out. But yeah, check that out as well, I guess. Landorma writes, we should dig up all their graves and just Royal Rumble the fuck out of them. It's the best fucking thing you said all night, mate. Like Louis C. I like where this is going. The best bit in the French episode is where Stephen French whispering into Danny's ear, and all Danny says is he'd go on the dole after that. Yeah, I wonder what he was saying. Danny O'Dwyer, is it? It is indeed. Don Spartan, I think Epstein might be Luke's father. Soldier Boy Ma. Danny Dyer, bit of a sort. Danny Dyer wasn't ready for it. Nah, he wasn't, mate. He was. What I really loved about Danny Dyer, and even in that UFO episode, is the fact that he's constantly hungover or on the piss. And you can kind of see like the grease in his face. That it didn't even look like he washed his face after a night in the piss. He's walking around with his nice little Ralph Lauren top, and he's like, I'm wearing a pink polo shirt. I'm going to talk to these Burnley fans because these guys are right tasting. They've had a right little knuckle up. All right, lads, what's going on here? I mean, you got a firm. Who's your top boy? You know what I mean? Yeah. And they're like, all right, Danny Dyer from fucking telly. There's a great one where he's in Blackpool and he's walking down the street and he's doing a walk and talk, and there's just a bunch of lads in the car going, oh, Danny! Yeah, good times, man, good times. But there's a contract out for your life. Fair play to you, the mad joke. You know the crack well, mate. You know the crack well. But look, I'm going to wrap this up, man, because it's 2:15. But I have to say, thank you, all of you, for sticking around. If you haven't subscribed, fucking hit me up with a bit of a subscribe. Tell your mates as well. Say, you know what, I was watching that Martin Maloney on the old fucking YouTube there. He's got Lauren Kavanagh just came in fucking last minute. Hey, Martin, love the crack. Cheers to the laughs on late night and of uni work. Oh, mate, Lauren, you know what? That warms the cockles of this old ginger tomcat's heart. You know what? That's another thing about the Hardy books back in the day. I used to get a good kick out of knowing that there's so many people out there who didn't get it, and they're like, "What's this fucking shite?" But the people who did get it fucking got it, and there was a real gratitude out of people. They really appreciated that we just left stuff in, or we didn't over-egg the pudding for the sake of being obvious about the humor. It was just like, stick it in, man. It's funny. And it doesn't need an explanation, and just like let them interpret it like however way they want. That's something good I like about documentaries as well. And I recommend you check this out, man, because this is one of the best. And even the way the editing's done, they foreshadow it nicely with Timothy Spall's narration. There's a thing called Tourette's Summer Camp. It's just like 90 minutes of just these kids from England. It was first made in 2005. And it's brilliant, man. It's and the characters that come into it, because it's a documentary, no one needs any explanations. You know what I mean? People are just coming in and out. Whereas, like, if you try to write that, it'd be like you have to give everyone like kind of a context to be there or a reason to be there. And this Tourette's thing, just please watch that. It's fucking golden, mate. It's solid. So I'll have a look at these comments before I go, and then I'll good stuff, good crowd. Should be there every Friday. Yeah, I know, Kev. Yeah, if I can get back into it, like I will be, definitely. Nice one, horse, says Tim Donovan. You're good. You're good. Cheers, brother, man. Eddie Greenheart. You know, people still love that scene where Buzz is doing the driving test. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Guess who wrote that, motherfucker? Because I failed my driving test. I was like, yeah, that'd be great. Be great. I failed my driving test 4 times and got it in the 5th time. Again, when you really, really want something, the hungry dog doesn't get the bone. So that's why you just got to stop giving a fuck and be like, nah, you know what? I don't care. Have no emotional involvement and be objective about a situation. Easier said than done. But if you can master that, if you can have like an indifference to something, and it just helps to step back and have a bit of distance. It was genuine comedy. Thanks very much, Blue Sky. I appreciate that, love. Finian says Stephen French, Jack Russell's snapping at the heels of a Rothwheeler. Don Spartan, yeah, it was class. Like most shows have one good characters, Hardy books. Most of them were that was another thing, man. Everyone, even like you're talking people who've never been in front of a camera before, bang, straight out the traps, they got it. Get the creative juices flowing and write some new series. Well, you know what? I'll tell you something. Tell you what I'll do. Maybe next Friday, or maybe during the week, depends on how much time we have. I'm going to put to you some ideas for a series of some episode ideas. Not now, next Friday. And we can maybe thrash out a couple of ideas. I'll go and fill out the fuck it, man. Do you know what? Why not? It could be good food for thought. And I'll go off and I'll thrash out 6 brand new episodes. And I'll make sure I get them done. Fuck it, by the end of the year. There'll be another series. See you around, Maloney. All right, Mama Duck. I'll into that motorboat vid. Give me a follow, you bugger. I thought I was following you. And yeah, get on to me at Maloney 101 on Instagram as well. I'm on there like a lot more than that's pretty much where I am nowadays. Focus group, exactly the mad joke, exactly, because that's how Hardy Books was. And we watched Adam Curtis's Century of the Self, and I was like, focus group. And YouTube back in the day, we treated it like a focus group, and we took the median comments for like, okay, listen to what the general bell curve thinks. But maybe I'm giving too much of the magic away by giving you some of the fucking behind the scenes. But yeah, it's, what are you gonna do? But look, everybody, thank you very much. Give us the old thumbs up, and it's been a real pleasure. Thanks for sticking around for an hour and a half of this. What's the score of the Jelly Baby, the queerest delight? Remember the old adage, you can lead a horse to water, but a pencil must be lead. Have a good night. Kurt Ward, that was the takeaway for the evening. I'm actually going to fucking copy and paste that and tell myself that every day, because good bit of credence in that, mate. A lot of poets in the audience there tonight, a lot of fucking sorts. Where did we find Louis the Chinese lad? He was from an agency in London. Sound fucking dude, man. Really nice guy. Hit me up. We can figure out Seagate and Bali. Yes, right, lads. Well, look, it's been an absolute pleasure. Fair play to you. And yeah, talk to you later. Chuck your lore. Good luck.